everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just got done with Superman&Lois Season 2, Episode 13, called All Is Lost. I can't believe we only have 2 more episodes left of this season. It's crazy to think that we've went through this season so quickly. And then what really sucks is that we just came off break, but apparently we're not going to get the next episode of Superman&Lois, and I think until the 28th, I think it was, or something. I can't quite remember. I think it was the 28th or the 21st, I think it is. And then the next episode is on something. Yeah, it's the 21st is the episode 14, and then episode 15 is the 28th. So, we have some time before the next episodes of, Superman&Lois. Unfortunately, they left us on a pretty big note on the fact of we pretty much, end this episode with Clark losing his abilities, which really bummed me out on the fact of I don't know why he was letting Allie, pretty much, take all of his, she drained him dry of, his powers. And we don't really know for sure if he, officially lost his powers, but we know that Allie, totally drained him dry at the point of that he is just, I guess, normal. He's a normal human now. His DNA his cells are normal. They're not how his cells were before. His skin is impenetrable now. He's in the hospital now, pretty much, trying to recover. And what really annoyed me was I was like, okay, you have your heat vision, you have your freeze breath, do something so, that you could get out of this situation. But he kept trying to walk towards her, and I'm like, oh my god, it's he totally forgot he had other abilities. So I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, damn, use your cold breath, do something. And what really annoyed me the most is that, he would have been okay in the situation if it wasn't for Sam giving Lucy the ELT, which I didn't understand why Sam gave Lucy the ELT, even though when she knows that Lucy is not well right now, and the fact that she's not thinking straight, and she literally is, her mind is corrupted by Allie, which is a head of a cult. So I just don't understand why he would give her the ELT. That didn't make any sense to me on the fact of, okay, that's just not something you just give out willy-nilly. So I was kind of like, why would you give her that? And how did she know what it was too? I can't quite, I didn't know if I heard him explain what it was. I don't even know if essentially he really gave it to her, but the fact that she kind of knew that it was able to do what she clearly knew, meaning if she pressed the button, Superman would come. So I don't know, that just didn't really make much sense to me. And it just makes me wonder, where are we going to go into next week's episode? It looks like, he's still trying to recover in next week's episode, and he's not quite sure if he'll ever become Superman again, which we all know who will definitely get his powers back because it's called Superman&Lois, and it got confirmed for Season 3. So it's we know he's going to get his powers back. And they had to do this to lead up to a big finale because, again, there's 2 more episodes left. But I really do love that on this episode we got Natalie, first, her first introduction into her new costume. I thought that was really cool when she was in her new robot costume that she made. And, of course, we had the big conflict between, John and Natalie on the fact that John doesn't want Natalie putting her life on the line, going out doing things because, she is his kid. And she is a kid. She's not old enough to be doing things like this and putting her life on the line when it's kind of already she makes his costume. And without her, he would be dead multiple times over if it wasn't for that suit that she built. And also she made her suit more impenetrable and more durable, unlike his suit is. So it's she's learned things over time to make her suit even more indestructible. So, it's he needs backup, clearly, because he is Superman's backup, even though Superman in a way doesn't really need backup, but Superman always needs John all the time, always needs the steel costume and stuff like that. So it's kind of it makes sense on the fact of that he needs backup too. And no, she's no longer a kid anymore. She's been through so many things. She really is no longer a kid anymore. She's been through the trauma of of her Earth Superman killing her mother, her, pretty much her childhood getting thrown out the window, her building the suit, and pretty much, in an apocalypse to try to even defeat, that version of Superman over on her world. On top of her pretty much surviving in between universes to get into our universe, in cryo sleep when she was going through the thing trying to get to our world or whatever. You know what I mean? Through I think it's called, there's a word for it. It's called black matter or whatever, if I'm correct, or yeah, like I think that's what it's called or whatever. So it's like she survived through that. She's like no longer a kid anymore. As much as John wants her to be a kid, it's like no, like you need help clearly, because like you have Superman's back, but who's gonna have yours? And it's true. And with Jordan, pretty much honing his abilities in this episode, he officially learns how to fly in this episode. Like he's starting to do training to really like learn how to fly and stick the landing and stuff like that, because he just did it by accident in the last episode, clearly, because he ended up falling down. I think it was the last episode. If not, I think it was the one before the last episode. I'm not quite sure. I think it was the one before we went on break, but you guys know the one I'm talking about. And, he like totally, like when he was up there, he totally fell down. And of course, Superman had to come and, save him. So it's like he really like is actually learning how to do it, because Clark had time to take Jordan to the fortress to actually, so he could learn how to use, his flight capabilities and learn how to fly. So I really enjoyed that scene. I thought it was really cool, especially the moment where like he like isn't slowing down and, Clark flies up, grabs him, and then they both land and they're both jumping up and down, like, like literally giddy on the fact that like his son's able to fly, and the fact that Jordan's all giddy because it's like, oh my God, Dad, I just flew. And I mean, so it was like a nice scene to watch, but it made me sad because the moment when they go back to the Kent farm, Jonathan's there and he's doing all the chores by himself. And in this episode, Jonathan feels like he's being left out and everything, and he feels like he's like useless. And, that's why I thought Natalie was making that suit for Jonathan, because that's what she said in the last episode, but for some unknown reason, she was wearing that suit. So I don't know if she's going to make him a suit. Maybe that's what I didn't quite understand. Maybe she said that, oh, that's her suit, but she's going to make him one. I don't know if I heard that correctly, because I thought Jonathan was going to have a suit. I mean, he still might, that Natalie can still build for him, but that's what I was really looking forward to seeing. But I think it's badass that Natalie, that's actually her suit, because initially it was going to be her suit. So I think like she meant, oh, I can make you a suit, meaning she's going to make Jonathan one, so he feels like he's more, he's more helpful, and, he has a purpose. Especially when your brother's, has superpowers, it's like, Natalie's really coming in the clutch, because, you would feel left out, that your father has powers, your brother has powers, and you don't. So it's like he gets to feel like, he has something to bring to the table to the fights that they have to, come in, contact with throughout, their family, well, I guess any like enemies that they might face in the future. It just lets him help out and feels like he's useful and he can actually help out. So I thought that was really cool, but I did again feel bad when, it's like, they explain like, he's like, oh, I took Jordan out to the fortress to do some, training, and just some, flight training. And it's like Jonathan felt bad, the fact that he wasn't invited and how he had to do the chores. Also, with Jordan and Jonathan, this episode is like mad at like Lois and and Clark over the fact of that Lana doesn't want Jordan or Jonathan or Lois or Clark, any of them, near her family, Lana's family. She said, remember, as we all know, in the last episode, Lana specified saying, I want you guys, even your kids, to stay away from my kids and me, while I'm trying to figure out this, figure out how I feel about all this, and so I can figure out also, like, so I can, like, forgive you guys. It's going to take some time for me to get used to this and for me to forgive you guys for, you guys lying and stuff like that. As it makes sense. I mean, she just got a lot, dropped on her on the fact of, like, someone that you knew and you were best friends with and someone that you used to date happens to be Superman, and there's and a whole bunch of the crap that went around Smallville. He's the explanation for that. So it's like a lot got dropped on the situation, along with the fact of the safety. Not only even if Jordan didn't have abilities, Lana would have still told Lois and Clark to, let's just you go your way, I go my way. Just stay away from us while we figure out the situation, while I figure things out. And I don't want to lie right now. And maybe I'll tell Kyle, and maybe I'll tell Sarah at some point. But she just wants to be left alone right now, because she's coping with the fact of her now knowing about all this crap that's going on. So it makes sense. But of course, Jordan and Jonathan are both mad, making it sound like that they're talking to Sarah anyways. It's like, no, Sarah's ignoring you anyways. So this isn't even a valid argument why you guys are arguing. And I'm sorry, it's like you wanted Clark to tell Lana. He told Lana. But now it's like, what did you expect? That Lana wasn't going to have her own thoughts for herself of, oh, should I tell my children and my ex-husband that, my ex, that Clark is Superman and, and Jordan, has, superpowers as well. Like, no, like, you couldn't just expect her to not have her own thoughts on the fact of how can that keep her family safe. Because again, that was the whole reason why Clark didn't even want to tell Lana, because it could have complicated things. But Clark listened to Jordan, Jonathan, and Lois anyways, and he told Lana, but it's Lana's decision whether she wants to tell Kyle and Sarah. But Jordan and Jonathan could not accept that for some unknown reason. And the fact of, like, they made it like, oh, we see her every day. How are we not going to talk to her when it's like she's already ignoring you anyways? So it's like, that doesn't make any sense. You guys already have the distance anyways. Even before Lana even telling, Clark and Lois, oh, can you keep your kids away from my kids? It's like, that's already happening. So I was like, that was kind of pointless to say when even Lana knew that Sarah wanted nothing to do with Jonathan nor Jordan as well, because she's not even talking, nor Jordan nor Jonathan as well, because she's not even talking to Jonathan, even though Jonathan didn't really do anything, but she's not talking to him. Just, the fact that, that Jonathan's associated with, of course, Jordan, because they're both brothers. So that's pretty much why she's not talking to Jonathan either. So really, it's like she really didn't have to say that, because that's already happening. But of course, she wanted to specify just in case anyways. But yeah, honestly though, it's like I didn't like how Jordan went out of his way to go talk to Lana when it's like he really had no right to do that, because he's pretty much mad at the fact that, like, Lana's not giving Sarah the right to what if she deserves to know, what if she wants to know, when it's like, dude, you can't just go around like forcing people to like tell like your secret and your father's secret when she has her own worries of safety about, Kyle and Sophie and Sarah, about their safety, about them knowing the secret, because it's not some secret you can just throw around as Jordan and Jonathan think it is so simple to do. Like, it's a big secret that, you're lucky enough that he even told Lana. Because I'm going to be honest, I would have been fine if they didn't have, like, they did a totally different story and Lana never knew. I would have been fine with that, even though in the comics she is the first one to know, and then, of course, Lois down the line's the second one really to know, of Clark's relationships and stuff. But it's like, I would have been okay with that, but the fact that they were doing this in the storyline to be like, okay, but, just so you, like, this is what the kids want, but it doesn't mean it's going to go their way, and the fact of, okay, now it's like they need to understand from Lana's point of view, since she is the mother of, Sophie and Sarah, and, of course, the wife of Kyle, it's the fact of how does her family deal with this secret, and the fact that she is on the same side of Clark, and the fact that it's not some secret you can just throw around, it complicates things, which I do love. Has she knows that this would complicate things, and knows that this secret, if they knew, would put them in danger. And of course, Lana yelled at Jordan for pretty much coming there, pretty much trying to convince her, and he's like, I love her, and of course, Lana didn't want to hear it. Mind you, she's mad previously at the fact that Sarah, she was talking about, her first gig at that bar of the girl that Kyle cheated on Lana with. And that kind of set Lana in set Lana in the bad way of the fact of that's why she was yelling and taking her anger out at Jordan, because she was so angry at Kyle about letting Sarah, go to this bar that Kyle cheated on her with. So it's kind of like, I can understand where, where Wanda's coming from in that sense. But I did feel bad that, she wasn't really acknowledging the fact of, Sarah did some big achievement. She made these songs. She sang this song, because as we all remember in season 1, she was shy to even get on stage to sing a song for the school, play. So it's kind of like a school talent show or whatever. So it's like, that's a big step for her, but she totally ignored the fact of that. But she was so zoned in on the fact of what Kyle did wrong. And she took her anger out on Jordan. And of course, I was happy when she realized that when she did talk to Kyle, saying, I yelled at Jordan Kent. I yelled at, I totally ignored the fact of Sarah's accomplishments. And I was so focused in on, on the girl that you slept with, that that you took Sarah to the place with the girl that you slept with or whatever. So it's kind of like, I was happy that she was even able to realize that she took her anger out in the wrong places, towards the wrong people. I just thought that was really cool that she like realized what she did was wrong and stuff. And it makes me wonder how they're kind of like building Kyle up. I wonder, my theory is what is he gonna die maybe? I feel like is that a possibility, because they're kind of like the way they're building that character up, where it's like, he made a mistake and, you know, slightly things are getting back to normal. But I feel like the Bad Lana would not be surprised if, like, Bad Lana kills Kyle or something. I don't know. I feel like anything can happen, honestly, in this show. They're not afraid to, like, kill people off or do things. I feel like that this show isn't afraid to take risks. So I'm kind of, like, wondering if that's a possibility. I want to know down in the comments below what you guys think about that. Do you guys think Kyle could possibly die off? Because kind of like the way they're building his redemption almost, or they're trying to. And I mean, it kind of makes me wonder, is that a possibility? So I feel like that's something Bad Lana would possibly want to do, because we know, you know, Kyle would probably try to stand in the way of the other Lana, and maybe he could possibly die. I don't know. That would really spice things up for the next season. That'd be pretty interesting. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but that's a little theory I have going on. But yeah, I'm just honestly excited also the fact of as we know, you know, Clark doesn't have his abilities anymore as far as we can see, but I do think he'll get them back eventually. I'm wondering if our world's, you know, Tao-Ro will help out, you know, of course, you know, John Henry and, you know, and Natalie and all them, and also Jordan, because Jordan has powers too, and of course I'm thinking Jonathan will get a suit too, and they will be the ones to really help out in this big fight, because I feel like maybe Tao-Ro had some time to heal up after his first encounter, maybe with Allie, but who knows? I mean, if she was able to suck, you know, Superman's powers, you know what I mean? Like, take his powers, she's able to also take Tao-Ro's powers out. So who knows, honestly. But I feel like Tao is definitely going to be a big key component on helping out, because they need all hands on deck. Especially they need a Kryptonian on deck, and of course Tao is. So I feel like that'd be an interesting way, like, oh, he's a substitute or something. And that would be a really cool redemption arc if he also came in and, you know, he really did some things. Maybe got, you know, the public would see him in a better light if he defended Earth while Superman is gone as of right now. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think there'd just be a cool redemption arc, and I think that'd be awesome that we would see maybe Tao-Ro, like, he would be very, like, he would be normalized in the fact that we would see him a lot in next season. If they want to make him, like, actually, like, Clark's brother, he would maybe be around the farm, and, you know, he wouldn't be really a criminal anymore if he was able to do that, or maybe he could still do community, like, do some, like, community service on the side or something. I don't know, because they're probably going to make him do that, even if he does save the planet or whatever. They still make him do some things to really know, for, you know, for all the crap he's done. Who knows? I don't know. But because some people I could see some people down in the comments below be like, oh, what do you mean? Like, he did all that stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, he saved the world, but, you know, he probably needs, you know, to, you know, work his way to get, you know, full freedom and stuff to, you know, be, like, on the Kent farm and, you know, and living a normal life. That's why I could see him maybe doing some community service on the side, and him making jokes about, like, oh, I can't believe I have to do human community service or something. There's some joke or something. I don't know. I just think that'd be funny. But I would like to see Tao-Ro more as, you know, as Cal's brother. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to see that. I think that'd be cool. And I would like to see Tao-Ro start calling, you know, instead of calling him Cal, even though that's his Kryptonian name, start calling him Clark. And remember, maybe, you know, Tao-Ro gets a human name, like same as how Clark did. I don't know. I just think that'd be really cool if we just see them actually become brothers. And I feel like this would be the thing to really do it, if he filled in for Clark while he's out of commission, trying to, you know, heal up, so that way he can maybe help in the final battle. Again, I'm not quite sure how, because it looks like his powers are, you know, like, kind of like gone as of right now. So I'm not quite sure how he's going to get them back. Also, I did find it interesting on multiple times that, like, you know, there's been situations where, like, he has no yellow sun. I'm shocked that they haven't brought in the yellow sun grenades that they had in Supergirl, because those would help out a lot, especially in the inverse universe. Those would help out a lot. Like, he wouldn't have any problems. You know, he wouldn't be getting, you know, losing his strength because of the red sun. Because if you bring over the yellow sun grenades, I mean, he'd have little bursts of strengths here and there. I think that would really be clever, especially if it's kind of like, I think this is, like, actually in the same universe as, you know, in the Arrowverse, if I'm correct. I don't know if this is its own thing or not. So I'm shocked that they didn't bring in the sun grenades or not. I just find that funny, because there was DOD there, and then this is the DOD here, but yet that DOD has the sun grenades, but this DOD doesn't. I just find that funny. Then again, this might not be the same universe. I'm not sure if they confirmed it or not, if it's in the Arrowverse or not. It doesn't, sure as shit doesn't feel like it's in the Arrowverse, because this has better, you know, cinematography and a better budget than, of course, the other Arrowverse shows do, like The Flash, and I don't even know really what else is on other than The Flash, but But yeah, honestly, guys, I've just really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a very strong episode. It just bums me out that we have to wait until the 21st for the next episode, and of course the 28th for the finale episode. But of course, they'll be here before we know it. It just the one thing I do wish the CW would change going into next season is they stop with the long breaks, because I mean it kind of like dims down your hype a little bit for like when you leave it off on a good note, leave off the episode like on a really good note. It kind of like brings down the hype level a little bit, because some people forget that it's on. Some people lose interest if it's gone for too long. You know what I mean? It's like, but of course us like us super fans, like, will come back regardless of how long it's been gone or whatever. But for some people, are just starting to get into the show, and let's say something is like, and they wait so long to bring back an episode, someone could forget, like, let's say because they're busy, or somebody could, you know what I mean? It's like, or someone might not be interested in the show anymore. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like they do need to stop doing that for so long, because also it tanks, I think, views when something is gone for so long, and then when it does come back on, the view count isn't as high because of how long they waited for the episode to come back out. But yeah, guys, honestly, I cannot wait for the next 2 episodes. I think we're gonna leave this season off very strong, leading into season 3. And I hope to see more of these seasons as long as the writing is still good. Honestly, I'm a little worried on the fact that I know this series got renewed for season 3. And also we're getting season 3 of Stargirl this year, but I'm wondering if it will get renewed. Superman and Lois will get renewed for season 4, or Stargirl will get renewed for season 4 as well. Or, you know what I mean? I'm wondering if it will get renewed on the fact of like they're selling the CW. So I wonder if, while we got this season and they're filming the next series, I don't know if it'll still be on CW. Possibly it will. And then beyond season, 3 of Superman and Lois, maybe that's when they'll move it to maybe another network, or maybe a HBO Max or something. I don't know, because again, already like Stargirl's already filmed season 3, but maybe by the time we're done with season 3 of like Superman and Lois, we'll know for sure if Stargirl is going to get a season 4 or not, which I do think it will. But I'm wondering if eventually will these shows go to like HBO Max or go to another network, TV network. I don't know. I would prefer going to HBO Max if it was going to go anywhere, because that has the best budget, and I think it would keep up with the quality of what the shows have been bringing for Stargirl and Superman and Lois. But honestly, I'm excited for the future of these shows. Again, as long as the writing is good, and as long as, they have great ideas for the seasons to come of these shows, I'm, of course, down for it. I will be reviewing them. But yeah, guys, I just really enjoyed this episode. And also, I found it very interesting at the beginning of this episode when we got a little bit flashbacks on how Lucy met Allie. I thought that was very interesting to fill in the blanks on when did they meet. How did Lucy trust, Allie, like, so easily? And it's because Allie was such a good manipulator, and we saw that from the past flashbacks. We saw that how good at manipulating she was. But I just found it weird again. I thought the stupidest moment again was how Sam gave Lucy the ELT. I thought that was so dumb. I was like, why would you do that? When like, if she gets a hold of that, and let's say Allie does pop up, which she's bound to pop up at any time she wants, and you already knew that it has the capability of, sucking people's life force, taking people's life force. It's like, why would you give her the ELT when she's not, thinking straight, and the fact of like she wants Superman's powers? It's like, because Lucy would do anything Allie wants her to do. So it's kind of like, why would you do that? Because you just took out your best line, like your best line of defense against Allie and her army, honestly. Because again, as of right now, Jordan is still learning how to use his abilities. He's not a full capability to just take on fully trained, Allie's army that have abilities and stuff. He's not able to do that. He got lucky with Jonathan, because Jonathan, I feel like, got the same powers around the same time that Jordan did. So it's kind of like an even fight situation. Also, I think Jordan, of course, had a lot more to lose, and had like the fact of that he would have lost Jonathan and lost, Lois, if it wasn't for the fact of him, gathering this strength to take out Jonathan in that one fight when he first took flight for the first time. He had a lot to lose in that moment. And that was my theory, saying that he has a lot more to lose than this Jonathan, so that's why Jordan's going to come out on top and beat the crap out of him, and he did. But now it's like the fact, I mean, I don't know if it'll happen against grown-ups that are more trained. I don't know. But of course, I think, John Henry won't have a problem. I think he'll still come in the clutch, because he's able to stand up to people like Tauro. He was able to stand up to people like, Allie a little bit until this episode, until she got, Superman's abilities. But I feel like he won't really have much of a problem, but I feel like he still kind of will at the same time, because now she has, Superman's abilities, or Superman's, power on top of the power she got from the necklace of her merging. I think also Natalie, I feel like, she just started, but I could see her, she has so much knowledge about her gear. I feel like that it won't be as hard for her. And same as how it won't be as hard for, John, because of the fact how he has, has knowledge about the gear as well, and it protects him very well. But I feel like at the same time, it's like, I don't know if it'll be such an easy fight with her minions, but I feel like they'll stand a chance. And I'm just excited to see what that fight's going to look like. But, yeah, guys, that was the video. Again, here, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put in notifications, like this video. I'd love to have you guys here, a part of the fam, a part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. Yet again, guys, we're almost to 600 subscribers. Right now, we're at 525, almost to 600. My goal is to get to 600 before the end of June, and my initial goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. That is, my main goal. That would be amazing if we could hit that milestone by the end of this year. Because that is my goal, and I will just be thrilled if we can get there. And also, guys, we have a big day tomorrow with the first episode of Miss Marvel premiering on Disney Plus, along with also the 4th episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's coming out tomorrow, along with also our first worldwide look at Modern Warfare 2. That's coming out tomorrow too. Our first look at that. So I don't know if it's going to be a live stream. If it's going to be a live stream, I'm thinking about maybe doing a reaction to the live stream. So that will be up. If it is a live stream, maybe I'll do that as a reaction. I'll screen record it and also record myself watching the live stream, and then I'll put it up. I'll edit it and then put it up on the channel. Or if it's just a trailer for some campaign, some multiplayer, I'll of course do a reaction to that, because I'm really looking forward to Modern Warfare 2. I cannot wait. And I think it's gonna be amazing, especially after the how they kind of did the Modern Warfare 1. How it's kind of a new trilogy of the old trilogy, but when they did Modern Warfare 1, I loved it. I think it was back in 2018, 2017, I'm not quite sure, but I loved it. The campaign was fire, and the multiplayer was awesome, and of course that's when we got Warzone and all that stuff. I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing in Modern Warfare 2 with the campaign. I'm super excited. That's why I'm buying this game. Mainly is because the first campaign was fire, and this campaign is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait. At least I hope it will be. I think it will, but still, I hope it is. On top of course, on June 22nd, we have Umbrella Academy Season 3. I'm going to be doing my full-on spoiler review for that, and then putting it up that day. Also, on June 17th, we have Lightyear. I'm going to probably put up a review for that. Spoiler, non-spoiler, I'm not quite sure yet. I might do a non-spoiler, because it's it has a lot to deal with of the Toy Story universe, and how I don't want to spoil that for anybody, because it's a big deal. It's how it's the story on how Buzz Lightyear the toy came to be, through the movie of what the toy is based off of. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna do a spoiler review for that. I might just do a review for that. On top of also on July 17th, we have Thor: Love and Thunder. So we have a lot of stuff coming out. And in November, we have, of course, Wakanda Forever. So we got a lot of stuff coming out this year. On top of also tomorrow, we have the first official trailer for Black Adam. So we have a lot of stuff coming out tomorrow. So I'm prepared for this channel to just be popping out videos tomorrow, because it's a very busy day tomorrow. When it comes to, shows, and when it comes to trailers. So, yeah, again, if you're interested in any of that stuff, again, subscribe to the channel, put in those notifications, and like this video, because you're not going to want to miss it. But, guys, that was a video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.